Welcome back. So in the last video, we were able to create our first list. We had an H2 here, and then we had this ordered list with 3 different list items. Now I'm sure you've probably seen some sites whereby you have them as A, B, C, or probably Roman numerals. That is very simple. Right over here, inside this ordered list opening tag, you have what we call type. You set type. So can you even see VS Code brings out various options. So by default, it's set to not 1. So it starts from 1. Here you can have capital letter A. We save and look at, we'll have the list written in capital letter A, B, C. Can you see? We also have a different option. Let's see. We have the small letter A. You probably want it to be small letter here. Save. And let's look at it. Small letter A. You also have the option of making it, I think, Roman numeral. Yeah. We have capital letter, Roman numerals. I save, and I have it Roman numerals or capital letter, which looks awkward, but I preferably can make it a small letter Roman numeral. These are the options that comes with it. And I think this is still familiar. Yeah. So you can try to change it, and you can decide to leave it at default, even without putting any type. Automatically it starts from number 1. So that is the ordered list. Now the second kind of list is the unordered list. So we're going to write an unordered list. Remember, ordered list, the symbol is OL, opening tag and closing tag. Inside of it, you can write as many list items as you want. The next, now we're going to have another H2 says, let me say my worst. I don't think I actually have worst dishes. All right, my favorite old time movies. My favorite old time movies. I should probably have about 3. So inside it, for unordered list, you write it as UL. That's the code UL, and then it closes automatically. If it doesn't close, maybe you are using a phone for this right now. You, after writing the opening tag by yourself, I believe I've thought of this. I've thought of this already. You write a less than symbol again with a forward slash, and then it automatically even completes it for me here. VS Code is very wonderful. It helps you to complete things, so you might not make so many mistakes, unlike when you are doing it on a phone. So forward slash here is after the greater than symbol, where we have question mark on my own Windows laptop. Anyway, yours might be different. So forward slash UL, and I close the brackets. Now in between, I tap enter, so it pushes it to the next line, it opens it, and inside it I can now write my list LI. And then the first, let me say, Sisters Act. I can't forget Sisters Act. It's an American music movie. I love it so much. I still watch it almost every time. Titanic. I can't forget Titanic as well. Another list element, Titanic. And then what's this movie? Another list. And I don't know, I'm forgetting the word. Pitch Perfect. It's also a music movie. I love music, so I would do anything to watch any of these music movies. Pitch Perfect. Now I'm just going to save. Remember, the only difference between an ordered list and an unordered list is the OL and UL. Now I save, and let's look at what an unordered list looks like. Can you see? My favorite old time movies: Bullet Point, Sisters Act, Titanic, and Pitch Perfect. So another fun thing you should know about lists is that you can actually nest lists inside each other. What does that mean? Let me show you now. Back to this. Inside this first one, for instance, the first one we had, let me remove the rice. first of all, that was here. We first add an li. I can open it, write what I want, maybe a rice, but then, oh my, what's this? Okay, still inside the first li, I'm going to now have another list. Now this time it's going to be a ul, an unordered list rather. I have a ul. This ul now, I'm putting it inside the first list, inside this ol. So I open it and I have some a few links with beans, rice with beans. The next one, rice with plantain, maybe with plantain. Okay, so I saved that. Now I nest. What I just did is I just nested an unordered list inside this list. This list itself is nested inside an ordered list. So let's look at what that gives us on the page. Refresh. Can you see? Inside the first one, rice, I can next an unordered list with beans, with plantain. I can nest further if I want to. Now let's do the second. Let's play with the second one. That is the one with yam. With yam. All right. Inside this as well, I open. I nest. This time we can nest even an ordered list. It doesn't have to be something else. You can still nest another ordered list inside an ordered list. So let's next this ordered list, and then we have few list yam with sauce. Okay, and my favorite here, yam with egg, actually, with egg. All right, so what I just did is inside this yam list, remember the yam list is nested, is an unordered list, nested inside an ordered list, OL. Now, right inside that list called yam, I'm nesting another ordered list again with two lists. So we save, and let's look at what we have here. Can you see? Number 2, inside it I have 1 and 2, but then it is not wise to have the 2 and then 1, so I can simply change the type. Remember I talked about changing the type. I can change the type to a small letter or Roman numerals, but I think alphabet will be better. So I save, and it should make more sense this way. I'm sure you've seen in exam, maybe you write question number 1, and then inside 1 you have A, you have B, you have C, you have D. This is one way to do that. I nested A, B. I can have it continuously up to Z inside this number 2. Now I can still go further. Let me do this spaghetti, for instance, or toggling with this one, this number 1. I can still nest something else inside this unordered list. I can nest it further. So inside rice, the first list, we have an unordered list. Inside this unordered list, we have 2 lists. The first one with beans, with plantain. Now, inside with plantain, I can now nest either an ordered list or another unordered list. Let's use an unordered list. So let's have a text, another list with beef, with chicken. So I save that. Now inside the with plantain option, I've nested further another UL. So you can do this continuously. You can keep nesting and nesting and nesting. When I save that, look at with the plantain option, it gives birth to another child element. Can you see? The browser knows that this is an unordered list. This is another list. So you can see that this one, the bullet point is a shaded box, while this one is a transparent circle. I can next something else further. Now that is the interesting part of list. You can next them continuously. You can keep on nexting. The same thing, I can do the same thing with any of this. Let me do that finally before I close this. All right. So inside the unordered list, inside the unordered list below, My favorite movies: number one, Sisters Act; number two, Titanic; number three, Pitch Perfect. Now, inside the Pitch Perfect, I press enter. I can now nest something else. I can nest an ordered list, and I can as well nest an unordered list. So let's just have what should we write here? I love the songs that was sung there. Okay, and then let's say it is one of my favorites. Okay, thank you. VS Code, I save. So inside this list, I'm nesting, and inside this, here we have an H2, then we have direct seeding. This is an unordered list. Inside it, we nested three lists, movies. Now, inside this last list, I'm now nesting an ordered list with two children, two lists. So we save and see what we have. So let me scroll down. Can you see now? Inside the last Pitch Perfect, the last list, which is Pitch Perfect, I have two different lists. Remember, I can change this to A, B, C. I can change it to Roman numerals. And I can also make it another unordered list. It will probably just be like this. So you can keep on nesting as far as you want, and of course, in a reasonable way. Let me show us this. Things like this are done with lists. It probably might be a list. There's a way you remove the bullet points that can be achieved with CSS. What else? You can see we have examples. You have them everywhere. This is a list. Other terms are this is a paragraph. This is probably an H3 or so. I have a paragraph, and then we have a list here. Let's see what else we have. We have list everywhere. This is an ordered list, 1 2 3 to 7. So it is just everywhere. Like I said, this is itself is a list, just that you can nest something else inside the list. I will probably show us that in the next video. So in the next video, I'll be talking about anchor tags. And anchor tags is actually a fun topic because this time around it makes us do more fun things. So see you in the next video.